Be going, and we are live at GM Farcaster. This is a special little event, if you will, where I am going to attempt to learn how to vibe code a mini app with Linda. And Linda's with the Merkle team, has been vibe coding some of her own mini apps as well as helping others through it. And I am fully convinced that I cannot do this.
No, that's not true at all. I only started vibe coding like 2 weeks ago for mini apps, so anyone can do it. I'm not an engineer, so we're gonna walk through it today.
This is she is convinced that I can do it. So we're gonna try. We're gonna make an attempt. I will say that you did give me a list of things to set up ahead of time. So I did get those set up, and I just wanted to share that with others who might be thinking of doing this. So tool setup, to make accounts on GitHub, vZero or VO, which I honestly, when I first was reading the list, was thinking it was a version 0 of Cursor, and I got very confused, but it's a whole separate thing.
Oh, sorry. I'll clarify.
That's okay.
Yeah.
No, and what I'll do is grab the links and I'll put them in the show notes of this when we drop this everywhere. So people will have the links to the things. So VO, Cursor, Vercel, and optional is ngrok. So all of these are free, and Cursor has a free 2-week trial for the Pro version. It looked like it dropped me right into the Pro version. So those are all ready to go. And also I was kind of I already had ChatGPT. So I was using that for like basically idea brainstorming, getting like sort of things organized there.
Nice.
Okay, so where are we starting, Linda?
So we're going to start with GitHub. So GitHub itself, if you just create an account, you are going to create a project repository. So this is just where all the files are going to be synced, and you're going to be able to have like a place where others can even contribute to your project you want. So yeah, create a repository.
Create repository.
Yep. And then just call it whatever you want to call it.
I'm going to call it the name of the game I'm attempting to create, which is 16 blocks.
Yep. And then public or private. So basically, do you want this code like available for anyone to see, or private? For my purposes of vibe coding, I put private because I was like, I don't know what I'm
like. I don't know if I want, but I can always change that, right? I assume.
Yes. Okay. You can change that. Yeah. And
I don't need a README file, I assume.
Yeah, you're good. You can just create a repo file.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll create the repo. This is also something I've never done before, so this is all new. Okay. Anything else I need to do here on GitHub for now?
Yeah. So what you're gonna do is now you want to have all this these like folders of where your code lives like synced. So it's going to have you sync that with your computer. So it's going to create like folders, and like this is where all the files live. So there's a few ways to do it. I'm going to try the easier way and see what we can do here. So we will come back to this page. If it doesn't work, we'll have to do like terminal stuff.
Okay.
But let's try to avoid that first. So vZero is the next one I would go to.
Okay.
So vZero is, yep, exactly. So this is created by Vercel. So Vercel is like a way you can deploy different apps. They built this like really nice front end where you can just chat like how you would ChatGPT, and you can basically build out like a really nice web app. vZero is really great specifically because it builds really nice front ends. So they aren't just like really ugly like little apps. Like they actually like reference a lot of, like if you scroll down, they reference a lot of other things that have like nice design. So you can see these are actually like quite nice looking. And so that's why I like to start with it first versus like having to go through like something where I'm kind of building it all from scratch. So yeah, this is where I would literally start typing your game. And like what you want it to be and what it to look like.
Okay. I should have grabbed that prompt that I had ready. Hold on 1 second. Let me just grab this prompt that hopefully will get me where I want to go. 1 second. I had it here somewhere.
And the great thing is that you can also adjust the prompt as you go. So it doesn't have to be like a perfect prompt right off the bat. So if it makes, changes based off what you want, like you can just be like, no, I want it updated this. So Just this is more like a template.
Okay. Okay, gave me like what I was looking for, hopefully. Let me see if I should do all of this, but let me see if I can grab this and let's see if it works.
I probably would suggest also, like, just for the purpose of the live stream, to keep it like the simpler side.
Okay.
So we're just trying to go through like the process, and then you can like update
right,
from there.
and
but
then
like
update from there.
the more
Okay.
the more we add, the more it has a potential of having
Oops.
like bugs and issues.
Okay. So if I just say, build this game for me, that should work, right? Hopefully. Let's see if it works. Let's try this and see if it works. Okay. It seems to be understanding what I'm asking for. Okay.
Yep. And it's going to walk you through like what it's doing. So it's also just a really great way to like learn a little bit of the basics. Like I've been using that to just like understand like, okay, if I want to do something, like what are the processes behind it? So I actually really like reading like what it's doing and saying. So yeah, so we'll wait for this. Like actually vibe coding, a lot of it is just like kind of like waiting for it to do things.
Like putting things in, waiting, and then adjusting. Is that what you're finding a lot of, like editing and things like that?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
Okay.
And like anything where it's like you're giving something to a dev to be like, hey, I'd love to see this built out. So you're gonna wait for the loop. In this case, it's like really fast, but it's also like, you know, can be buggy sometimes. So sometimes you're going back and forth and like, no, it's not exactly what I wanted. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Like it just
this is
together.
Good.
Yeah. So like, see, anyone can do this, right?
Okay.
And then,
this is like the very basic version of this game. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
So
and
that's
then
awesome.
We'll update from there, unless there's anything like super egregious that you're like, okay, this is absolutely not even close. Otherwise,
No, I think this is looking good. So let me just see if it's looking good, if it's what I think it's doing. And then if I submit these 4, yep, it's doing it. So that's great. It worked, totally worked. And then, so from here, where are we going to?
Yep. So from here, there's a few different paths. So I'm going to just kind of lay it out for you. The first one is, because it's this vZero is made by Vercel, it actually syncs up. You can see in the top right corner, it'll say publish. So you can actually publish directly as a mini app and deploy.
And here's my Vercel page. So is it like going to connect? Because I did notice when I signed, so I had my Vercel already open and set up. And then when I went to sign up for vZero, it automatically knew my login.
Exactly.
Like it was already connected.
Yeah, so it will be synced up. So that's really cool. So if it kind of like, you feel like vZero is actually doing a really good job, and it was like, oh, actually it's like 90% there, I would just stick in vZero for now and then like publish directly through Vercel. The other path is, okay, it built a really great front end, but the back end's like super wonky, and I'm gonna need to spend more time like building that out. So then you actually, so if you hit code in the tab at the top,
right here. Okay.
Yeah. So this is where there's like all this code, right? So you basically can download that code, and it will give you like a way to run this in terminal, and you can pass that on to the other AI tools that are a bit more sophisticated with backend, I would say. And so the tools that people use, so Cursor is one of them, the one I had you get set up. And then the next level, I would say, like if you want really sophisticated AI tooes for like the developer side, is Claude Code. So I actually use Claude Code now. I find Claude Code, and a lot of people have told me it just hallucinates less. Like that's usually the best. The problem is that we have to like add some extensions, and which will kind of take some time in this call. So I'm gonna mostly stick to like the basics. And then if you're like, oh, I love this and I want to keep like doing really sophisticated like backend stuff, like I'll add Claude Code. So basically the paths right now to me are like, okay, vZero to Vercel pipeline, or we're moving it into Cursor and have like more advanced stuff. So in this case, like let's try and see just Vercel and see how that
see how far we can get with it. Yeah. So my other question here is, to do something like creating a leaderboard that taps into a sign in with Farcaster, do we then need Nanar? Because I have a Nanar account already, but do we need something like that in order to build that in? Was my other
Not for
question.
the leaderboard stuff. So I was able to do that without
Okay.
Nanar. You could just feed in the context of the Farcaster docs. The reason why that works with leaderboard is you have sign in with Farcaster that's done through our side, and all you're doing is logging like who signed in.
Okay.
If you want like more advanced, like ingest all the casts of this user, like that's where you're getting to like
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So for something like this, where I do want people to, I don't know if I want to say sign in with Farcaster, but like be able to acknowledge to bring them into a leaderboard. Do they need to sign in? How do we make that work? Is that something we need to add?
So
Okay.
we'll add that. And I would say this is where I would prefer going into Cursor, because Cursor is way better at like reading docs and context from my experience. And so we can, if that's what you want in this call, we can start heading to Cursor and see how that goes.
Let's actually tweak this a little bit more, because there's some, like, I'd like to see if we could change this up a little bit, where I want to do two things. One is like maybe change the color scheme or style. Is that something we could do without leaving the VO?
Yes. Yep.
And then the other thing is, how do we create it so that it can create it as like a daily game? That's my other question. And that might be where we go to Claude as well. I'm not sure. But
yeah, I would. So I haven't spent that much time in vZero beyond front end, so I tend to just prefer going the Claude route. So for me, like I really just use vZero for like pretty and like just basic.
Okay.
And then everything else, I'm like, because I've had Cursor and Claude like generate like front ends, and I was like, wow, this looks like an AI built this. So yeah.
Okay, so the VO and the Vercel is better for the front end, better to get the design and that kind of aspect.
That's my experience.
Okay.
I've also heard other people say the same. Yeah. So yeah, if we want to make some adjustments, so let's practice here. So if you exit out of this pop-up flow and go back to the original area.
Okay. So hold on, I may have to make this bigger. So I just need to go, I'm going back to.
Yeah. So is there a way to like condense the screen so that people can see the left side of your screen? There we go.
Yeah, if I go like this, you're only going to see half of it. Let me see, because that's when I go to, hold on, let me see if I can do it like maybe this one. Whoops, nope, then we lose you.
No problem.
I don't want to lose you. I'm just trying to see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Let me see what happens if I go wide here. So when I make it bigger, I don't think we're seeing that. Can you see it now? Okay.
Yeah, this is good. So good. Now on the left-hand side, this is where you're going to be chatting directly with AI, right? And then on the right, you see the live updates of what it's doing. So I would just start writing like, okay, you want to change the color? Like, let's practice writing a prompt now.
Okay. Where am I putting the prompt in? Am I missing?
Ask to follow that text.
There it is. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't seeing that yet. Okay. So if I want to change, I want each category to be different colors.
And then I was like, I would specify which colors.
Easiest green, then blue, pink, and hardest purple. Well, let's see what it does there.
In this case, like, what is a category, just so I understand?
So what it's doing is creating, it's giving you 16 different blocks with 16 different things. They each are grouped into 4 categories, and you have to figure out which 4 go into the different categories.
Got it.
So for example, in this case, and you don't know what the categories are. So you can see them on the screen now. Green, easiest is going to be Farcaster clients, but it's not necessarily, and I don't even think there is. Oh yeah, it's using Warpcast and Supercast still. And then blue is like layer 2 networks, meme coins. You're not going to know the categories. Those are going to be in the background. But if I click them, so if I click Bonk and Shib and Pepe and Doge, they should hopefully all turn Pink. Yep.
Yeah.
So then if I do like this polygon base, Arbitrum, and Optimism, that should be the blue. Yeah.
Pretty
So
cool.
that's what I wanted to do, is that it's grouping them together and then giving you different colors. So then we've got Supercast, HeroCast, Warpcast, and I don't know, maybe Firefly. I think that might be the one they're pulling. Yeah. And then this will be the last one. So that's good. So it's doing what I'm asking it to do. So that's great.
Yeah. So that was like crazy quick, right? Like now, let's just try to get this deployed. So if you hit publish on the top right, and you can always update later. So once it's like published, you can always change it.
And this is when we're hitting publish to deploy to Vercel.
Yes. Yeah. Deploy to production. So this is where it's going to create an actual like link that you can send to other people to test
great.
out. And so this is where it's now a web app. There's additional work that you need to do in order to get it to become a Farcaster mini app. So we'll walk through that step. But at the very least, you can send this to any of your friends and they can start playing this game. Yeah.
So they could play it on Vercel, essentially on the website, if you will.
On the website. Yeah. It'll be like a Vercel link, and you can like Vercel allows you to like pay for custom domains. So you can always be like abstracting away the Vercel part, and it looks like just like you built this.
Cool.
So pretty cool. Yeah. And then I would just like from here, like anytime you're trying to make updates, because now it's already like in this concept of deployed, like it's live. Oh yeah, let's hit visit site now.
So there it is. All right, great.
This is now a link that you can share with anybody.
Awesome.
So it's yeah. So you've already built a web app. You've vibe coded a web app.
Amazing. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. This
See, I told you anyone can.
All right. You're right.
Yeah. It's just getting started. So then just teaching you how to like update this with vZero again. So if you go back to vZero, what's going to change a little bit now is that because your site's already live, you now have this state of, okay, what's live and what's currently not deployed, right? And this is like your changes. So anytime you want to have a change go live, you now need to deploy it, and like so you basically commit and deploy again every time.
Like where it says redeploy.
Yeah.
V2. Okay.
Yeah. So here it's a really nice interface in vZero because they just make it really easy. If you ever use something like a cursor later, you can write literally like commit and deploy again or deploy again. Like it, so you do have to remember that concept of like what's live versus not. So
and this is where we would, if we were taking all the code, we would move it over to
Yes. Yeah.
So and we just download.
Yeah,
download the code,
and then it will give you instructions on basically how to import that. The other way to do it also is you can, let's start with that one. I don't want to complicate.
Okay.
So now
we're going now to make this a mini app.
Exactly. So now let's take the link of your URL of Vercel. Yep. So let's go to Farcaster now.
Okay. Oops. You know, it's funny. I didn't have Farcaster open.
Oh yeah, no problem.
1 second.
So you are going to, I don't know if you have developer mode on. It looks like you don't. So now we're going to go into developer mode. So
I don't even know what that is. Okay.
If you go to settings on the bottom left.
Okay.
The other, I think the bigger
wait a minute. Okay. Let me just take this off screen real quick so I can find it, and then I'll put it back on. Just so I don't tumble into anything.
Yes. Yeah. Good.
My mistake.
So it should have been bottom left, I believe, at the very, very bottom. And then if you go there should be a developer section, and then you just need to toggle it on.
Okay. Oops. Hold on. I kind of got frozen. 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay. Why are you freezing on me? Okay. So it's on the bottom left.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So there was like 2 settings. Like I saw it on your screen.
I don't. Wait a minute. Okay. Hold on.
So there's like the very, very bottom left that you had clicked like an icon, the settings icon, but that was for channels. You have to go like 2 rows.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Developer tools. Is that where I need to go? And enable developer tools?
Enable
Okay.
developer tools. So
Okay,
this,
let me show that now. Hold on. Now that I
yeah,
found it. Now that I found it, I'll put it back on the screen.
yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
So this was in the settings and then developer tools right here and then enable developer tools.
Yeah.
So that should be enabling that. Okay.
This is a whole nother world, and this is abstracted away to like most users since they're not developing. But if you go to on the left hand side, it's the I don't know what they're called. They're little like triangles at the bottom, like
the little brackets right here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. Developers. Got it.
Yep. And then
I've never explored this. This is interesting.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's a whole new area. So there's three things here. Okay. So preview tool is where we're going to just paste in URL and you can see what it looks like in a mini app. And this doesn't mean that it's published and set up as a mini app. It's more just like, hey, I want to see how it looks so that like I can start making adjustments.
And I can fix whatever, whatever isn't right. Okay.
Preview tool.
Okay. And then let me make sure I think I still have it. Yep. Pasted.
Yep.
And open a URL as mini app.
Yeah. And so this is where, okay. Now let's first hit hide splash screen for now. I just want to like show you what it looks like.
Oh,
so
okay.
There you go. Okay. So if there's any like changes here, you basically, the process is you go back to vZero or whatever tool you were using, and then you update, however you want, and then you can redeploy. If you want to be like more, like if you have a ton of stuff you want to work on, there's this idea of a local dev environment. So this is where, I don't know if you've ever seen like localhost or things like that. Yeah. So this is where, as you make updates, it will be live without having to redeploy constantly. And so we can get you set up in a local dev environment later if we have time. And that'll allow you to just like make changes without that like annoying redeploy kind of thing. And so, yeah, this is what the mini app would look like. Now, in order for it to show up properly, we have to now start feeding in like Farcaster documentation context. So the like docs themselves, if you go to, how do I share a link?
If I go back here, I think it was right here too, right? Was it the mini app manifest tools, embed tools down here? And the Farcaster docs? There's also the...
scroll down and then hit mini apps.
Oops, it was a little further down. It's just hidden. I think it's this one.
Yes.
This one? Okay.
Yes. That is so this is like the docs, and like you're welcome to just like read through it and everything. If you actually go to getting started,
where is getting started?
So you're on a collapse.
I see it. Yep, I see it. Getting started. Here we go.
Down, or search, there's a building with AI section. And this is just a way that like you can, so this is a way that it can be like friendlier to give like information to the AI to read versus being like, here's the site, like read through everything and parse it. It might not be as good. So you see that number 2, it says use the LLM's full text step
right
2.
Here.
Yep. So you click on this text file. This is what context I give to AI for it to understand everything. So I take that link and I've never done this with vZero, so we can see how well it does. I've only used that in Cursor or Claude. You can say, okay, now I want this converted into a Farcaster mini app. Please only use this document for reference or for context.
Okay, so telling it to this reference this context.
Yeah, and I would say, and I would specify only because what I've experienced in the past, it will like search the web and then it finds like frames v1 stuff, and it's like
yes, it did that to me when I was just playing around with ChatGPT.
Yeah. Again, I've never tried this in vZero, so we'll see how that does. But it's a good example of like these tools, like some are really good, some are not with certain contexts. It is covered right now. I don't know if you want people to read your.
Sorry. Yeah, I did actually. Hold on. It's hard when I'm trying to go full screen and then I realized, yeah, it's kind of covered. Sorry about that.
And so what it should be doing is it should be setting up all the various like how to publish and like creating like files. So we'll see how good it is. I actually don't know for sure. And so once it's done, you're basically gonna now like deploy it again because you want to redeploy and like publish all these changes. And then once that is deployed, and I'll show you how to check that it's deployed on Vercel. You can then paste that link back in and see how good of a job it did. And so,
and am I asking it to add anything, or is it just reading these documents? Because all I said was use this for context for integrating with Farcaster.
Did you say convert into a Farcaster mini app?
I didn't. So all I said so far was just know these docs.
Then I would ask it to convert this into a mini app. I don't know if it's gonna take the next step. I didn't see the text it was given.
Yeah, let me sorry about that. I should have confirmed, and I'll wait for it to finish loading this, and then
you can actually simultaneously like it can be like building stuff, and you can still
cool. Okay.
Yeah. But I can't see what you're typing.
I know. Sorry. I don't think there's any way to. Yeah. So using those docs, please. What should I prompt it? Please prepare this.
Convert this into.
Please convert. Okay.
Yeah. Into a Farcaster mini app.
Into a mini app. Okay.
And then just specify only use. Did you specify only use these
I said using these docs. So I hope it'll
I hope so too. But yeah, in the future, just specify because otherwise it hallucinates sometimes.
Okay. I think it seems to be working.
Okay.
I see. Okay.
So if we just go back to Vercel, I'm just going to teach you a few other things.
Okay.
So yes. Okay. So if you refresh, just want to make sure that I'm on the latest. Okay, so this is Farcaster mini app clone. Is that what you had set up?
Yes, that must be. Yeah, because I haven't set anything up. I think it just did it automatically, pulled it over.
Okay, so if you go to the deployments tab at the top, so this will be the status of different things you're building. And so you actually can keep track of when it's deploying and going. I am wondering, though, if this is the same thing. Okay, yeah, it's 11 minutes ago. Okay, so I was like, where did this name come from? I was like,
yeah, that I don't know. Okay, this is current.
Okay,
and this looks like deployed. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is where you can check like when was the last time something was deployed. This will just make it easier to like track different versions. So if you go back to vZero, it should hopefully be set up.
Let's see. Loading. Maybe.
Yeah, this one, that's why I was like, I'm not sure how good vZero is.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
So we'll take a look. The other piece that okay, the other piece that I just want to like teach you. So like I probably my gut feeling is that vZero is not really great at this Farcaster mini app stuff. So what you will have to do is take the code over to Cursor.
Bring it over to Cursor. Okay.
Well, I'll just show you how to do it so that if you run into that issue, you'll see. So if you can open up Cursor, this is just the lay of the land. So do you have it downloaded as a like on desktop by chance?
I didn't. Should I download it on desktop?
Yeah, let's just download it in the meantime. Yeah.
Okay, where would that be? I saw that at the beginning, and now I don't know where to find that.
I would just go back to like the page.
Or maybe go back to dashboard. That might be it. Maybe dashboard.
I
know it said it when I first came in, and now I'm not sure where that is. Download for Windows. I got it. Okay. Downloading.
Cool. Okay. So this is, and I'm just going to kind of like describe the process. So It's going to be like a different interface. So on the right hand side is where you're going to be chatting and talking to the cursor. On the bottom is terminal. So this is where you're like running commands. And then on the like top left is where you're going to see all your files. So this is where it's like, okay, like you can see all the code and like start making edits directly and things like that. So that you're more kind of now in like I'd say like a developer environment versus like vZero is like a little bit more abstracted away. So just don't be like intimidated if you see cursor. And so, yeah, once you get that set up, we're going to try to import the code base. And then I mentioned the idea of like localhost. So we're actually going to get set up with localhost through cursor. And that'll allow you to just open up like localhost 3000 or whatever, and then see your changes live from there without redeploying every time. And then I'm going to now just explain what ngrok is, just so you understand.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. So
let me pull that one up. Hold on. Here's ngrok. Okay.
So I would skip. Okay. This is.
Whoops. Yeah. Let me just skip ahead. Sorry. Yeah. Continue. I'll just do whatever.
Software architect.
Sure. Just go.
There you go. So here is where, if you scroll down, it's going to just teach you how to use it.
Okay.
It's very, very
finish the cursor setup. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is another installation.
This is an installation, but it's really quick. You can see there's like very little instructions. So the point of ngrok is when you have your local host and you can see your local dev environment and like all the changes you're making as you're doing it. In order for that to be seen in Farcaster as a mini app, you can't actually paste localhost 3000 into your preview tool because it's not going to know how to connect those two.
Right.
So ngrok is a tool that actually will make that connection. So you basically run that and say like, hey, like ngrok, make localhost 3000 as its standalone URL that like I can now paste in and have it see all the local dev environment. And so that is just what the tool is for, because otherwise you can't see that. And it's mostly like you can actually technically like not have to do this if you're just deploying everything live constantly and then just checking from there. But this just makes it like easier so that you can like test stuff without deploying. You're like, oh, I want to like make this change. Does it look nice or not without having it live?
Okay, great. And I'm just got cursor set up on my computer. So now I have the local thing. I may have to share that separately for you guys to see on the screen. So I have that all set. Feel free to return to cursor. Okay. And then let me go back and see where we're at with this. This is still loading.
Yeah, this is what, can you go down and see the chat of where it's getting stuck? Because I can't read it.
Says it now. It says it's set.
Okay,
but
so this
it's still loading. It says the app now properly integrates with Farcaster as a mini app, can be shared as frames, and provides seamless social features. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird because it shouldn't have a loading. Like it should just look like a web app, and the only version.
Maybe I should I just refresh? Maybe.
You can try. I don't know if that'll solve the issue, but you can try. I'm definitely less familiar with vZero.
Let's see. Nope, that did not work, but it was worth a try.
Yeah. So my thought is, so why don't we do this? Why don't we say undo, like literally type to vZero, say like undo the Farcaster mini app conversion. Then we can like fix the code. So yeah, so I think like it still stands like vZero is just good for front end, and then like good
to know.
Better for backend stuff.
So now it's regenerating. It's taking me back.
Yeah, it's taking me back to that version because like I don't know what it added and like all these other things. And so now if you can figure out how to screen share cursor, that'd be great.
Let me see how we do that. We're gonna have to do probably just stop that one and share cursor. Okay. So hopefully you're seeing that.
Great. So
make sure. You're seeing
let's try this. So this should be the easiest one, and we'll see if it works. If you hit clone repo,
Okay. Clone repo. Okay.
Nothing. Oh,
Hmm.
it says new update available. I'm wondering if.
Oh, do I need to do it? Let me just click later.
Okay.
Let's see if that.
So it doesn't look like it's popping up clone repo, because normally if you hit clone repo, it'll pop up with like, here, enter this website in. So I'm wondering if it's a version issue.
Open project? No.
Okay, so let's go to the like more complicated route and try to see
Okay.
how.
Okay, so where do you want me to go now?
So let's go back to GitHub. And you remember when
Okay.
I was like, okay, like let's see if we can do the easy route or the hard
Yeah.
route. This is exactly what I was talking about. And when I say
Okay.
hard, it's really not hard. It's just more you're interacting with terminal.
Okay. And I'm going to go, hold on. Sorry. The one thing I won't be able to do, it's just going to be a little harder to go back and forth.
Okay.
Because it's not in a window anymore. The cursor isn't. So this is redone, by the way. VO went back to our original version.
Okay.
So
nice.
so you see that. Here's GitHub. Okay, what am I doing in GitHub?
So if you scroll down, it'll say create a new repository in the command line. So this is where you can actually set up all the folders within your computer, so that anytime you're asking cursor update, it's automatically like syncing all your files. Okay. So this is the more complicated one, I would say. So if you go to terminal and like search for terminal on your computer, I'm also like not as familiar with Windows.
Okay. Yeah. So where am I going from here? Now I'm confused.
So this is like for your actual computer.
Okay.
You're gonna type. So you see like how there's like all these like commands. So you're gonna basically go one by one and enter this in terminal.
Where it says echo, like all of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And all this is doing is it's creating these files on your computer.
Okay. So where am I putting this? That's the only part I'm not sure.
Oh,
so am I doing line by line?
Yeah, one thing you can't copy paste the whole thing because it needs to be sequential.
Okay, so you have to do like this and then each one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I'm not sure where I'm putting them.
So if you now go to your just general computer and you search for terminal, that is where you're going to bring up. And again, I don't know. I haven't used Windows in so long.
Yeah, this is the part I'm not sure about, honestly. Let me see what it says.
Because like if on a Mac, like you can just do like a global search and type.
Probably terminal app. Okay, so I'm just typing it in here. Okay.
Yeah, try typing.
So just do them one at a time and then hit enter.
Yeah.
Okay. And I am doing that, but I'm sorry.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it.
I don't know.
But you see a terminal app then.
Yeah, I had to go. Oops. I don't think.
Okay, Mikado, I might need your help on Windows because I have not seen a Windows in a bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Hold on, I don't think I'm doing this right. Let me start over. So what I did was go to. Let me see if I can share this part with you. I just searched the word terminal, and it says it's an app. So that's what I'm using, and let me see if you can see it.
This is where like ChatGPT is really helpful, so I can take a look. But otherwise, I don't want to get stuck on this point because it's more just like a Windows Mac thing, and we can always help you. You have to download terminal from Windows apps. Oh, seriously? That's wild. That's a wild concept. We're gonna ignore that then because we're gonna now.
So don't do that. Okay. So don't do that. Is what you're saying?
Because I don't know Windows.
Okay. Okay.
It sounds like you have to download something. So I'm going to just show you back. Let's go back to the Farcaster toolkit, and I'm going to explain what these things are. Because once you move this all to an AI tool that is like more powerful with backend, you just really need to just understand concepts. So, so if you scroll back up to the Farcaster dev tool.
Okay. Am I on this one?
Yeah. So I'm just explaining what these are. So the preview tool, I already showed you. There's one thing that you need to do for it to, you remember when you pasted the URL and there was like a screen that popped up and was like, oh, you need to still do this. If you give the AI tool context, like in all the LLMs text that I showed you, That is part of the docs, and it should be building that for you without you even having to specify,
Okay.
because that's part of the instructions. And so hopefully it will just run you through it as
So
long
as
as you
soon as we are able to like get those integrated, we didn't quite get it done, but once we get it done, it should take care of a lot of what we need.
Yes, yeah, and
Is
that's
that
what happened
okay?
with me. I was actually able to it did the SDK like call ready stuff, which is removing that little pop-up screen. So it
Oh,
should do that, but if not, we can help you. Now I'm going to explain what embed tool and manifest are. So this is
okay,
actually
great.
where I'd say people maybe get stuck a bit more. And so we actually improved quite a lot of stuff. So manifest is how you publish the mini app. So this is how it shows up when you like do a search for a mini app. This is where it shows up. On the leaderboard, you see there are different mini apps. This is how we know that these are different mini apps. This is how base knows there's different mini apps, right? And
Got it.
so this is something you need to do for every mini app in order to publish it. So if you actually
Okay.
click on it, what
On manifest or
yeah, manifest, yeah. So if you take the link of your web app,
let me find it.
Yep.
There we go.
I'm more gonna walk you through because you don't have the files because
Right. Because we don't have it quite ready yet.
yeah,
Okay.
and it will like seriously like cursors like in Claude Code are good. So this is so annoying. I'm giving feedback multiple times. So remove the HTTPS. At the
Okay.
beginning. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And so fetch. Yep. So
Okay.
this is where it's saying like, okay, here's all your manifest data, and this is where you're like, what category am I? Like all of this information. So
Okay.
there's two routes to do this. So one route is it's called hosted manifest, and that's where you see create hosted manifest, that like the little button.
Right here. Okay.
So this is new. This is as of like a few weeks ago. This is trying to abstract the process away a little bit easier. And so you might be able to just go through this process. And this is where if you click on it, it will show you what are required fields that you have to fill out. So this will be like, what's your app name? What's the description? What's the category?
The icon. Okay.
And then any like required information. I left a lot blank that isn't required. So I was kind of just like, I just want to get this out. So this is where you would just fill out the different fields.
Okay.
And there's some things that aren't required by Farcaster but required by base. And so we actually made the requirements stricter of like, okay, for example, category we're requiring, even though Farcaster it can show up without a category, but it doesn't show up in base without one. So that's why it's like required. So that's the reason for this. You only ever have to do this once.
Okay.
And so I would go the hosted route because the whole purpose was to make this easier and you didn't have to like have this all in like a text file that is in your code. So I would try this. The second route is, so if you go back, the second route is, you're doing it yourself and it's not hosted by us. And so that is where you would have like the docs that you feed into the agent, and it's going to start generating stuff for you. And it'll ask you questions like, okay, what category do you want? Sometimes it guesses, but you can even be like, let's walk through all these categories.
Okay.
I would try your best to just skip that and go the host route. The whole reason we added that was to just make it easier.
Okay.
And then after you do that process, then and it looks good, you would hit generate account association. That's where you're like signing. So you're like, this is my account. I'm signing all this data. And then you'll just need to, it'll give you instructions, but you'll basically need to add that file of what you signed back into the code. And it's very easy. You would just tell Cursor and be like, hey, I just signed this, or here's my account association, just add this, and then you deploy it. So that will like create the whole process of like, okay, this is a published mini app. And again, it sounds like a lot, but like Cursor will handle so much of this for you.
Okay. So is Cursor that much better than like ChatGPT coding? Like what have you found that makes a difference, that why you're using Cursor rather than, or you're actually using Claude Code now?
I'm using a Claude Code extension within Cursor. So Cursor is actually more of like the dev environment. Like I mentioned, you're chatting with on the right, there's terminal at the bottom, and then you have your code files. So it's more of like a tooling, right? Whereas in ChatGPT, like I only just have the chat interface, right?
True.
So this is just like better tooling. And then you can actually adjust the models within Cursor of what you want used. And so this actually has like a ton of different models. It's not even like just OpenAI. It's not even just.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So you can adjust that. Where I find and have had a lot of people tell me like Claude Code is pretty much the best in the game right now when it comes to coding.
Okay.
And so I have an extension that I added. So it's basically like I pay for Cursor, like I pay for a plan, and then it's like $20 a month or something for the one I'm using, and then I just like tack it on. It's kind of like a browser extension where I'm like, oh, like
Got
just
it.
add this on. So that's actually what I use. As you can see, vZero got stuck, right? So
Yeah.
it's just like more powerful. Where it just like gets you less stuck.
It'll cut through. Okay.
Yeah, it usually cuts through. So yeah, this is the manifest information. So
Okay.
and you can also reference this video back when you like go through this process.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna. Believe me.
Okay, I was like, I'm gonna just explain what these are because this is where people get stuck.
No, this is really helpful because then I know, because I knew this, we weren't gonna, we knew we weren't gonna be able to get through this in an hour. No way, no how. But to be able to have like an overview of, okay, this is where I'm going next with this, that kind of thing.
And then one more thing, and then that's the remaining one is the embed.
Okay. Yeah.
So because you saw there were like 3 sections. Yeah.
Yep. Come on, go back. Oops, it went too far. Yeah, I want to go back to embed, but it's not letting me. Hold on.
If you just hit the top.
Yeah.
There you go.
I am, but it wasn't going back, and it might just been. I might have been.
I would just
go
hit
back here. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna hit back here. Okay. Yeah. There we go.
So the embed tool is this is how it shows up in the feed. So when you read the thumbnails, whenever you see like custom like mini word what your custom score is, this is all the data.
Okay.
That because like publishing a mini app is more about like, oh, what's all the information about your mini app so that we can index it and we can put it in the leaderboard, we can surface it across clients. And this is more about like, how do you want it to look? And so the embed is where also it's like the same thing where if you give that whole text doc, you can then be like, okay, here's like, please.
Here's what you need in order to embed it. Kind of
but
as part of that.
The only thing that you need to create, and this is actually like this probably took me the longest because this is something I had to create myself, was a thumbnail. So you want a nice thumbnail for what you're building.
Yep.
I just told Cursor, I was like, hey, like do this for me, and it created like a just not great looking one, but I just used it for my purposes because I got stuck trying to build like a really nice one, and I'm like, I'm not a designer.
I created a little like 16 blocks one. Like I have this as a square. Yeah, that can be used as a thumbnail. Yeah.
So you can literally work with Cursor to basically be like, okay, here's the file I want, and it will give you the instructions of like, this is how you get set up. So I think like whole TLDR is like, now you have all the tools that you need, and you're now just going to use a more powerful tool that can take in all this like Farcaster mini app context and then actually like build all the stuff for you because we need that set up.
Right. Okay. All right. That's awesome. So basically just, I need it to better understand, these are the docs you need to follow. This is what you need. And that's what VO wasn't quite getting. So we're going to move over to Cursor and basically feed it that link to the docs and say, take this code, put it together and make a mini app.
Please say
only these docs.
Yeah, because I've had it pull other stuff. And that's pretty much the setup.
And I can totally see that because when I was talking to ChatGPT and saying, okay, now can I make this into, how would you go about prompting to make this into a mini app? It kept referencing frames. Exactly. And I'm like, no, not frames.
Yes. So
like, you owe money to Linda in a jar now because you said the word frames.
Exactly.
ChatGPT. That's funny. All right, awesome. So so I just need to kind of like dig in and see if I can see what I can do, and then.
But what's really cool here, and I just want to like really emphasize, is like you built a web app, right?
Yeah, like I did that and very quickly. So that was impressive. I'm like, okay, that was good.
You can build web apps all day now if you think about it. Like, how quick is that? You can send links to all your friends, be like, test this. And so now it's just a matter of like, okay, it needs mini app context to just surface everything and look nice. So it's actually now you're on the like latter step of this.
And what's interesting, I was just thinking about this too, because there's a lot of the things that I wanted to put into this are similar to like other games like Mini Word, for example, like the way they have a leaderboard, the way, you know, a lot of the things that they're doing, I kind of like wanted to incorporate some of that. So is there any way to look at that code to figure out like what they've done so I can, you know, just not have to start from scratch or make sure I'm doing it right?
Yeah.
Like
So
anything like that?
I'm gonna explain. So what I did was I literally just told Cursor and I said like, hey, still reference these docs. I said, please add sign in with Farcaster so that each user is logged in, and then also add a leaderboard where you're storing this data. I'm going to explain one more thing that you're going to have to do if you want to do a leaderboard that I didn't think through. Like I didn't realize when I was doing it. You need a database to store all this data.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
I was thinking about that.
Yeah. So, because I initially did it and I was like, hey guys, everyone, it's live. And I shared it and then people were doing it and like no scores were getting stored. So it was just like, we see sign in, but then it was just like, there's nothing. So you actually use a database and it's all through Cursor. You can just write it. I use Neon with Vercel. That's what it's called. I just typed in Cursor and I was like, set me up with a database. And it'll give you all the options. It gives you a lot of different options too. But I just used one that like Daniel was like, yeah, Neon's pretty straightforward. And anytime
Neon is
Neon, Neon with Vercel.
And it's from Vercel or with Vercel?
There's so many other options. I think they reference it as Neon with Vercel, but it's or Neon for Vercel. Yeah, I see that there. This is what the reason I liked it was it's actually integrated directly with Vercel. So when you deploy, it's automatically like handling that logic for you when you're typing in Cursor. So I'm not having to like manage some separate database. So that one is like just so you know, like storing anything requires a database. I didn't I'm on a free plan and like that hasn't been an issue at all.
So I was also thinking like if I'm trying to make this a daily game, it would also need to be able to pull that in, you know, like pull the next day or whatever. So
anything that has like memory, like database to store this information. And so that's the only additional setup.
That's why we're doing it, because she's on vacation today. So that's why I'm working with Linda on this. But you don't think that I'm going to have Adrian fix all my problems? Oh yeah. Anything I can't figure out, who do you think I'm going to next week to be like, okay, I got this far, fix this.
Exactly. But remember that you can say that to Cursor.
Yeah.
So that is your buddy too.
Yeah. That's a good point.
They never get annoyed. So yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Oh,
anything else? I know you have to jump to you're doing the mini app show or whatever. What are we calling it? Mini app Friday. This week in mini apps. What are you focusing on today? Do you want to share?
So Tippin is going to be on today.
Oh, great.
So okay, good. Tippin, and then just like showcase different mini apps and like updates in the ecosystem for developers. So me and Horsefacts do that every Friday at 12 p.m. Yeah.
12 p.m. your time. Yeah. 12 p.m. West Coast time.
Yes.
Great.
So yeah, but these you have all the tools available, and I'm available with any questions.
Awesome.
See, it's not that hard. Like you can do it.
It's not that hard to get the basics down, but it's always hard to get like the way you want it to be. You know what I mean? So my ideas are bigger than my skill set, and I know that. So we'll get there.
Anyone can do it. Awesome. Okay, cool.
This has been awesome. Thank you so much, Linda, and thank you everyone for hanging with us. And be sure to reach out to Linda with any questions, and we'll be back with GM Farcaster on Monday. So you'll get to see, you know, if I actually got this done. Look for it. And if you are here and sat through all this to go through, let me know if you want to test it out for me when I have it finally ready to go. And I'll drop you in a group chat and you can be my early testers. All right. Thanks, everybody. And go watch Linda and Horsefacts talk about Tippin and other things. So we'll see you later. Bye-bye.